Not long ago, I was scrolling through YouTube mindlessly, as we often do, when a thumbnail caught my eye, a black and white image of a boy, hauntingly still. I remember the title read, Nevermind, Omori is great, and I immediately saved it to my watch later list and moved on. But that name stuck with me, Omori, that two-syllable that began to echo in my mind day after day. Was it really that great? I mean, I've heard about the game before, but I was...
Omori is a 2D indie game developed by Omori. On the surface, it might look like a quirky RPG with a charming and hand-drawn aesthetics. But underneath, it's something far more intricate. It's a dreamlike odyssey through trauma, grief, friendship, and ultimately, self-forgiveness. From the very beginning, the art style hooked me. It's not just unique, it's personal, it's raw, every brushstroke, and animation feels as if someone put a piece of their soul into it. And the soundtrack? It doesn't just accompany the story, it is the story. Whether it's subtle background ambience or a full-blown emotional overture, the music wraps itself around your heart. You don't even notice at first, but 10 hours in, you suddenly realize this game has become a part of you, and you cannot live without it. Omori is one of those rare experiences where you both crave the ending and dread it at the same time. You know something is coming, something terrible, and yet you can't stop playing. Because comfort is deceptive, and sometimes misery is what brings the most meaning. Forgive yourself. I know you can and will. Those are the words spoken by Mari, your older sister, not just a character, but the emotional center of the entire story. Omori's story isn't revolutionary on the paper. A dream world, a missing friend, but the execution, that's what elevates it. Because behind every pastel-colored landscape and a goofy side quest lies something deeply broken, and the game doesn't hide it. It doesn't try to hide it. In fact, it wants you to know this is a dream, a semi-lucid, desperate escape from reality. You're searching for Basil, the quiet kid who loves flowers, your best friend. But what starts as a simple quest quickly unravels into something much, much darker. Every step you take, every room you explore, every enemy you face, it's all wrapped in layers of symbolism and pain. Omori doesn't overwhelm you with lore or backstory all at once. It lets it drip, slowly but surely, like a memory you're trying to suppress but can't. And then there's Basil's photo album, a fragile physical record of better days, a timeline of summer afternoons, childhood laughter, bike rides, and birthdays. It's not just a collection of snapshots, it's a memory vault. Each page is a whisper from the past, reminding you of what once was and what has been lost. Basil is obsessed with preserving these moments because deep down he knows how easily things fall apart. The album isn't just Basil's, it's everyone's, a collective diary of what they used to be, of who they were before it all fell apart. It holds their joy, their pain, their childhood. Then it becomes a silent witness to the tragedy they're all running from. But one question arises. What makes Omori so powerful? Well, my answer would be it isn't just the themes of grief and guilt, but it's the chemistry between the characters, especially when they're together. These aren't just party members. They're not tropes, they're not tools, they're not artifacts. They're your friends, and you feel it. There's Hiro, the kind, dependable older brother figure, always calm, always caring. He's the glue that held everyone together. Cal, the loudmouth with a golden heart, impulsive, honest, and always willing to forgive. Aubrey, the tough one with the bruised heart. Her anger is a defense mechanism, and the game lets you see this through, transparently. Basil is gentle, observant, broken. A kid who only ever wanted to protect what mattered. And Sunny, presumably you, the main protagonist, the quest center of this fragile universe, holding onto a secret that is too heavy for one person to bear. Individually, they're compelling, but It's when they're together that the magic arises. There's a warmth in their group dynamic that's hard to describe with words. It's in the small things, little details. How they tease each other, how they band together during battles, how their personalities bounce off one another. Whether it's sitting on a swing set, riding bikes, or just chatting about nonsense in the treehouse, you feel that innocent magic of childhood. Even when they're torn apart by years, trauma, and silence, the bond is still there. Fragile, yes, but unbroken. The game gives you these moments of bliss, laughter, of shared memories, and then slowly, gradually, carefully reminds you of how they begun to crumble. And even though they fall apart, even though they hurt each other, there's still hope, there's still love, and that's what makes it all so real. Confusing and disturbing moments are hidden throughout the world of Omori, but if you pay attention, if you listen, everything clicks by the end. The pacing, the character arcs, the clues, it's all there, slowly building towards a truth that you desperately don't want to face. And when it hits, it devastates you.
But what do I do now? What if Hiro asks me? What if Omori walks in?
The fear, the guilt, the overwhelming weight of knowing what you have done. Sunny, our protagonist, knows the truth. We know the truth, but we don't want to say it. We find Basil broken, crying in a corner, begging us to stay. Trauma hits like a freight train. We wake up in a hospital. We walk the sterile halls, chasing shadows, until finally we enter Basil's room, and everyone's there. And in the silence, weakly, we speak up.
I have to tell you something.
No turning back. The rest? It's just not shown. But maybe it didn't need to be shown. Because some stories don't end. They just change. I like to believe that time passed, that everybody moved on somehow. Not because they forgot, but because they grew. Sunny, he took his punches. Really hard ones, but the regret in his eyes, you could see it from miles away. Even the blind could. But Basil, post-traumatic stress disorder craved something out of him. But Sunny's life became a hellscape. And that's what the story's about, really. Him allegedly accidentally killing his sister was definitely not intentional. He was just trying to run away, and it just ended up badly. And then when I witnessed that part of the gang, it broke me. Omori is not about horror. It's not sadness. Its core meaning is actually forgiveness. Would I recommend this game to everyone? No, absolutely not. Not because it's not a good game, but because it demands something real from you. It asks you to confront thoughts most people spend their entire lives avoiding. It doesn't hand you relief or wrap things up in a bow. But is it the most impactful game I've ever played? 100%, no doubt. If you have 20 hours to spare, or the course of next 2 weeks, take your time. Please don't rush. Let it sink in. Let it hurt. And let it heal. And if you can, choose to forgive and let go. But even that doesn't fully capture it, because Omori isn't just a game you play, it's a game you carry. In the quiet moments, in the middle of the night, in the flashes of memory that hit you out of nowhere. It becomes a part of your emotional vocabulary. It's the ache in your chest when you look at the old photos. It's the lump in your throat when a song reminds you of a version of yourself you used to be. It teaches you that healing doesn't mean forgetting, that forgiveness doesn't mean absolution. It means choosing to live with the scars, embracing, and still finding beauty in them. Omori reminds us that even in the face of tragedy and despair, there is still meaning and connection, in memories, in friendships that shape us. And sometimes moving forward doesn't mean running from the past. It means learning to carry it more gently, a little easier for you. So, no, I don't think I'll ever forget this game. And I'm not sure I'll ever fully forgive myself for playing this game. But maybe that's okay. Because in the end, forgiveness isn't a moment, it's a journey. And just like Sunny, we're still walking that road.